This is my process for making Taranis sound files. Taranis transmitter only accepts a 32 Hz 16-bit wave file. So to make the voice enunciations, I started with my tablet here. I downloaded something called Type and Speak, and once it opens, you can see at the top there, you just type in what you want to say, press it.
Go around.
And you can modify the pitch and the speed just by changing those settings, but that seems to work for me. And then what you do is you save it, and I've saved them all over here as a 22 Hz file. So these need to be converted. So what I do is I then, using an OTG on the go cable, save it onto my stick, and then once it's on my stick, I bring it over to my laptop to convert. I've used the sound file called Audacity, and this will convert it from 22 Hz to 32 Hz. So all I do is I go to the top there, and you can see up here it's got File, come down to Import, come across to Audio, and then I can see on my USB stick my 22 Hz sound files. So then what I do is I just bring in one of the files into Audacity, come down to the bottom here, see Open, bring it in, click OK, and there's the sound file. Now you can see that down the bottom left hand corner here it says it's 22,050 Hz. So that's not what we want. So we need to set that to 32,000 Hz. So I'll just bring that up to 32 and then play it again.
Check altitude.
And that seems to work. So what I need to do here, I just can't use both hands, is that I need to scroll across and just highlight the areas that I want to keep. And then once I've done that, I can go File at the top left hand corner again, Export Audio, which is just there, and it says I can move it over to my 32 Hz 16-bit sound file now, which is ready to transfer over to my Taranis. So I'll just come over here because I've done all that. I've used my little stick, it's all plugged in there, it's all saved. And I'll come over to the Taranis. Now what I need to do here is I need to get into the bootloader function. So to do that I need to have the two trim switches to the center and move that to the top. So it enters the bootloader, and you can see at the bottom or plug in a USB cable for storage. So I'll do that. I'll put the cable into the back here, and immediately over here, if I come to the computer, you can see that it's recognized the Taranis G, and I'll go Open to View Files. So I've got there, it opens there, I've got here I've got the Taranis G down here, and then just above it I've got the removable disk F. I'll open that up, and you can see the files on the removable disk card, BMP, EPROMs, firmwares, logs, lost direct models, scripts and sounds. So I'll open the sounds, open the English file, EN, and there they all go. They're all there and ready to be transferred over to the Taranis. So if I just come down to my one, the check altitude, so all I do is highlight each one that I want, copy it, and then come over to the, well, first of all, so that's the files that are already in there, a little out of kilter. So in the stick, what I do is I copy and then come over and paste into sounds. So once we have it transferred over, and there's one point here that I'd like to mention. If the file name is too large, sometimes it will not transfer over, it will just miss it. So it's better to have a short file name with no breaks, but once it gets up to the limit, it will not transfer over and it won't tell you, so you'll just find that it's missing at the Taranis. So once I've copied the files into the Taranis here, I can exit out of there. I'll just unplug there, and it says here exit, so I'll come down to exit, enter.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And there we go.
Switch warning.
Okay, so I will just
Stabilize.
So there's one of the sounds that I've done.
Fly-by-wire A. Auto-tune. Manual. Return to launch. Autopilot on.
Okay, so if I want to see the files in the Taranis now, I just do a long press of the menu key. That puts me into the radio setup, and I just page across. So there we go, there's the SD card with the same files that we saw on the laptop. Scroll down to sounds, enter, then scroll down to EN, English, and there are the files. So I'll go right down there. So I've got JD Overspeed there, these are my files. If I press enter, it'll ask if I want to play again, and then enter again.
Overspeed.
So I can just check it.
Overspeed.
So I come down.
Return to launch.
Okay, so there you go, and then to exit out of that, I just exit, and I'm back in to the main page. So that's my process of going from the type and speak on the tablet, 22 Hz, converting it with Audacity to 32 Hz, saving it as a file on the stick, and then going through the bootloader, USB, and then converting from the stick through the cable into the Taranis. Okay, I hope that's a good way of thinking about it. Thank you.